Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You look nice.
Thank you.
Nice like always. All right, so I got a surprise for you. I made some reservations tonight at your favorite dinner restaurant.
Tonight?
Yeah, baby, tonight.
I didn't plan on going out tonight.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't plan on it? I told you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I told you I was making reservations for you tonight for your favorite place. I spent all that money. Now don't act surprised. You with another dude? Are you with another dude?
Why would that come up?
Are you with another dude or not? Are you with another dude?
I'm not, but why would that come up? Me not wanting to
Are
go
you
out?
with another dude or not?
Me not wanting to go out tonight?
Yes.
That means I have to be with another dude.
Oh my gosh. Piss me off. Walk this way. Walk this way. Hurry up.
You tell me to walk somewhere and don't even tell me where to go.
Man, just hurry up, girl, before I slap you. God, sit right here. Man, what is this? Give me this. Look. Because I just did. Leave it.
No, what is wrong with
Man,
you?
give it. Leave it.
Stop it.
Give it. What? Are we going out tonight?
No, we're not going out tonight.
Then what going out?
Because you can't just tell me that we're going to do something.
You're not getting it?
Yes, I am.
No. Back up. Back up. Back up.
Can I have my scarf, please?
Is it another dude?
No, it's not. Can I have my scarf?
What's his name?
Can I have my
What's
scarf?
his name?
He doesn't have a name because he's no one. Can I have my scarf?
What's his name?
Give me my scarf.
What is his name? What's his name?
Give me my
What's
scarf.
his name?
Because I don't want to go out
What's his
tonight, that
name?
means that I have to be with somebody else. Are you serious
Yes, it
right
does.
now? That is the
Yeah.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
All right, you're
like,
dumb.
seriously, you're dumb.
You're dumb.
You're dumb.
Or what?
Like,
what? Back up. Piss me off, girl.
give me my scarf.
No.
I'm not playing.
No.
Give me my scarf.
No.
I'm leaving.
What are you talking to?
I'm leaving. Get off of me. I'm not playing. I'm.
What
What is wrong with you? Like, are you serious right now? Like, are you?
Calm down, man.
Man, I got it, though.
Calm down.
I got it,
Don't
yo.
put your hands on him.
Go where?
Get off of me. I said get off of me. I'm not playing. Stop touching me. Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off. I'm not playing. I said get off of me. You're not sitting.
Let me handle mine. Hey.
Do me a favor. He telling me, I need security. I need security.
Bruh. I'm gonna ask you one last time. Keep your hands off her like that, dude.
Yo, just chill. Just walk away. Just walk away. But when security comes back, when security comes back, just all right, walk. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Come on.
Y'all need to chill, man. Y'all need to chill. Can't put your hands on no female, bro.
Mind your own business. Hey, stop recording, yo. This man is wild.
Yo, security about to come here. I better chill,
I
man.
don't care.
I want to get kicked off campus.
She messing with other dudes.
Ain't nobody messing.
No. Mind your business.
Because this is our job. And don't step on me like you want to do something, son. You will go to jail. You understand? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. All right? Now, I'm talking to the young lady. When
Okay, why can't you talk?
It doesn't have nothing to do with you.
Why can't you talk to me?
Because it has nothing to do with you.
I'm with her.
Step aside, son. Okay, man.
Hey, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. And you ain't got nothing to do with it.
One warning already. Take him on over. He had his one.
You don't got to touch. Hey, leave.
Hey, my friend. My friend. Step aside, please. Step aside with that.
Man, go ahead. Let me see.
Turn back around. That's verbal number 2.
Come on, man. What I do?
I feel it's something that's unfortunate that goes on in a lot of relationships. It could be either the male or the female, and I wish it was something that could stop, but you know, a lot of people grow up different and have different feelings, and unfortunately they think negative and they feel that violence is the answer. And I just feel it's something negative and unfortunate.
How about yourself, Sergio?
How I feel about domestic violence? I don't like domestic violence. The fact that I feel like you should try to de-escalate before you get to a certain situation. And I also learned something from it too. The police officer told me that the police officers that were involved and helped us out, they said that it's only domestic violence if they're married and actually together and living together. So it's actually assault when they're just boyfriend and girlfriend, whether you're on campus or wherever else. If you're not living together and have like a relationship, like on a bigger level, then it's actually assault. So yeah, I don't like it because I don't feel like anybody should be, life's too short. Mm-hmm. So you never know what can happen. Violence leads to a lot of different places.
As the abuser, I definitely felt in control. When people started telling us, hey, calm down and stuff, in my head I'm thinking, wow, so this is what this feels like. I'm actually pushing this girl around and everything, and like you said, when security came and they got involved, it was really serious. And there's definitely consequences you can face abusing whoever you're with. I knew there was going to be people who disagreed, but what I didn't know was the people who we thought knew didn't know. Like, we thought the police was going to know that we was doing, a film on domestic violence. Little did I know they didn't know. And I found out the hard way that you have to face the consequences when you are abusing a female or whoever. So I definitely knew people would feel bad about it and, hey, what's this guy doing? But I didn't think it would be 20 cops involved.
Wow. Oh, that many cops. So, I mean, what other things like that? Wow. Okay. And what about yourself?
I didn't think anybody would get involved because I seen it a lot growing up. I grew up in a hood, a bad neighborhood, and most people don't intervene with stuff like they'll look and say, "Oh wow, really? Let me record this real quick." You know how our generation is. You want to record it first. Nobody jumps in really. Nobody wants to say anything. So I felt nobody was going to jump in. But to my surprising, while I was acting, people, because in our scenario, she was abusing me verbally and I was abusing her verbally and physically. So it was like back and forth. But what surprised me when a guy actually stood up and said, "You put your hands on her one more time, then I'm gonna have to," he said some other words, and I was just like, okay, all right. I'm like, let me not do this again. Let me just keep on verbally abusing her whenever I get beat up on camera. But I didn't think anybody would have intervened, because a couple of young ladies that were at the table, they were laughing about it. They started recording it and was like, wow, he feel this type of way about it. She feel, and like they was just saying, like, they thought it was funny. And I'm like, come on, like, you see me grabbing her, you see me yanking her and different things like that. And I'm like, you should step in. I feel it's very important to step in to try to prevent things from happening.
Why exactly did you want to be a part of this experiment?
Well, I wanted to be a part of the experiment because I felt like it's very important for us to know. Because I seen things back in high school. There was a couple argue. He ended up beating the girl almost like to nothing, like messed up her face and everything. And I feel like it's important for people to know you can help prevent certain things from happening. We see all the time on the news a lot of domestic violence going on, people killing each other over different things, arguments and stuff. But I feel like if you're there and you see it happening, we can prevent that from being something, from a bigger level, from somebody's death, somebody's injury, and I feel like the world would have been a better place if everybody just started stepping in, because everybody's like, I want to be out of it, I don't want to be no snitch or nothing like that, and different things. So I feel like it's important for everyone to know.
It's definitely important for people to know, and I feel since it was important, I wanted to be a part of it. And as the bystanders, even if you can't do anything about the male or female being abused, you can call security, you can call for help. At least you're still trying. I feel it's a good way to, it's a good topic people could look into to at least try to prevent, if not have the power to prevent. Well, domestic violence, the school we're at, you may see it, you may not. I expected some laughs, some people recording, some people ignorant, world star, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I expected some people to call for help, security, but not really people to follow me around the whole school, ready to fight. But that was kind of a positive part. It showed how people actually care. There was really people saying, hey, you need to stop, this isn't cool, So when I was experiencing that, I was like, wow, there is a couple people who care and would actually try to prevent this from happening.
What about yourself?
What I expected more of, the normal laughing, people just recording, like he said, people recording, doing the normal stuff that I'm used to people seeing. But the fact that, like he said, it was a shock to me that people actually intervened, but I would expect more people to intervene. It was just like a couple of guys and that was it. And after they threatened me, everybody else was still in there laughing, And I expected to learn from the experiment, which I did. I learned new things about domestic violence and certain situations, actually assault, And I took a lot from it, and the gratitude that, I'm going to start intervening more when I see it.
Well, I want people to learn that regardless how out of control a situation looks, you can always ask for help. And you can call for help, and because you may know the person, you may not know them. Whether you know them or not, it's important to help that person being abused. And especially if you've been abused, you know how it is, and you don't want it to happen to anybody else. So I'd say what you should do is try your hardest, try your best to stop it from happening, and your one voice could change that by just asking for help to prevent it.
I would want people to learn from the situation, because I feel like people should learn to intervene more, get more involved, bring our community back together, stop the violence, because like I said, every day I'm seeing on the news something else crazy didn't happen over a little violence, domestic dispute or whatever. And I want people to know that these things are happening like right on our campus and everywhere else. And if we can stop it to a certain point to where, we shouldn't have all these problems. And I want people also to take from it that, in my situation, my scenario, that a female can also, be domestically violent towards a male and vice versa. So, don't just look at a situation, oh, they're just a couple arguing, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you might need to step in depending on what's happening. People should just get more involved.
How do you feel about domestic violence just in general?
Well, I don't like violence in general, so I don't think anybody should hit either person. I don't think it's just a man hitting a woman, but I don't think a woman should hit a man either, because that's what's going to provoke him to hit her in the first place. At first, I didn't think anything of it, but then when he started putting his hands on me, I was like, oh, this is real. Like, oh, I don't see how people could do this in a relationship and like stay and all that.
And I mean, have you been in a situation like this before,
No.
personally? Oh wow! So it was just it was really a new experience for you.
Yes.
Oh wow! And I mean, what did you think anybody would interfere with everything going on?
The first time we went around and did it, I didn't think so because there were people like around us laughing. But then the second time when he like actually started pushing me and stuff, I was like, somebody's gonna jump in because I thought it was getting very real.
Even with all the escalations, I know you all were moving around and going everywhere. And I mean, did you expect any intervention at some point, or I mean, was it kind of unexpected when somebody did step in, or?
No, it wasn't unexpected. I was actually scared for Aaron though.
Really?
Yes, I was like, please don't let this 7'3" guy come, like pound him in front of me. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay. And I mean, why exactly did you want to be a part of this experiment?
Because, like, I think that there are a lot of people out there going through this, and like nobody's stepping up and saying anything, and not enough people are doing anything about it either.
Okay. And it was just kind of a way for you. I mean, was it a stretch for you as an actress? Was it kind of a stretch for you? Was it out of your comfort zone a little bit?
A little bit.
Wow. Okay. And I mean, what did you expect to happen going through all of this?
I think everything I expected happened, but it went a little far when Aaron got arrested.
Really?
Yes. So.
Okay. And I mean, what do you want people to learn from doing this particular experiment?
That if you're going to be in a relationship, you have to be mature about it and learn to speak out your problems and not just use your hands, because your hand shouldn't be your first reflex.
Of course. Now, I mean, I get this often sometimes when the roles are reversed. Now, had you been the aggressor, I mean, what would have been your expectation going into that area?
If I was the aggressor, I don't think anybody would have stepped in because I'm a girl, and like I think somebody would have just said, "Don't hit him." I mean, don't hit her. Like they would have just said, "Don't hit her." But I went and hit a guy, not expecting to get hit back.
When I arrived to the scene, there was already a couple officers on the scene, but as I arrived, there were students to the side, and there were a male and a female. The male was the more aggressive one, shouting at the female, and the female a little bit kind of nervous at that time. So.
Okay. And what was your thought process going into the situation when you stepped in to try to defuse the situation?
My thought process was to provide safety for whoever, whether it be the male or female. When I got there, it was basically I was trying to defuse the situation in a timely manner without anyone being hurt. Yeah, no. The good thing about having students around, there's always witnesses to what happened, and you can always question and see if you wasn't able to catch the whole situation. You can always ask a witness, but sometimes it plays a role in a negative light because of the simple fact it becomes you get a crowd, and usually when someone sees a crowd, they tend to either show off for the crowd, or also the crowd can intervene in the situation in a negative way and kind of stop you from doing your job. Had it been worse, then I'll have to execute my powers. Somebody would have been going to jail, and if I couldn't figure out who was the aggressor, fortunately both individuals would end up going to jail, and they'll have to sort it out in the court of law. Actually, the guy, I heard about the guy. I wasn't actually there when he took his shirt off, or I didn't even see the guy, but he kind of helped defuse the situation because of the simple fact the aggressor, the guy that was actually supposed to be involved in domestic, now he had to worry about not only being domestic to this female, but he had to worry about diverting some of that energy to that guy and worried about fighting the guy off first before he get back to the female. So it kind of helped because it kind of like he couldn't focus straight on the female. He had to focus on this guy first because he knew It was more of a challenge with this guy.
Okay. And now, have you dealt with this situation before at any point?
Yes, I dealt with several domestics on and off campus. So I dealt with domestics. It becomes very common nowadays, domestics, because of the growing factors of domestics, because they're tough to deal with, because usually a domestic person comes from a loved one, someone who's caregiver, caretaker, whatever, and it comes as a tough boundary because of the simple fact you don't want to get that person in trouble, especially when it comes from someone that's in a relationship. You don't want to get that person in trouble, but at the same time you still want to be safe. So they're in a tough situation. At that time they're mad, they want to press charges, but as soon as their feelings go away, they no longer want to press charges. And at that time it's kind of tough because of the simple fact, if that person would hit you once or be domestic towards you once, show domestic violence towards you once, the second time is easier to raise a hand to you because he did it once. Once you break that pattern one time, it's like a serial killer. Once they kill one person, it becomes easier to kill the next person. So it's like with domestic, if you assault that person once, you're gonna be like, you start your comfort level more. My thought towards domestic violence, me as a law enforcement officer, is to protect and serve the weak, the feeble, and the ones who can't really defend themselves. And in general, I look at domestic violence as kind of bullying. The stronger, dominant one bullying the one who more weak. So I grew up not liking bullies since I was little. So
right.
I mean, my opinion towards domestic violence, I have a low tolerance for domestic violence. I mean, domestic violence could go male or female, but generally you usually see it male against female. So when I usually see it, it's like I'm quick to intervene because, like I said, it's like kind of picking on someone.
Right.
I can say they're more provoking. The females are more provoking because they want you to hit them so they can have a reason to say, oh, he hit me, he hit me, he hit me. So at that time, I just try to make sure that the person doesn't retaliate, and I let the female know if they don't be quiet or comply with what I'm saying, they will go to jail at that point, because the female can get aggressive and provoke a person to hit them, and when they get hit, that's when they start screaming, oh, he punched me, domestic. And at that point, you're not thinking about what the female did. You're thinking about the guy hitting the female. But all in all, the female kind of provoked that happen by being in their face. You know, females like to poke and stuff like that. At that time, she still hit him too. But
really, my first thought was that I kind of had a feeling that it was a setup because I know Aaron, and I know that he's in the drama club and things like that. So I didn't really want to like step in at first, but then he started to get a bit more violent, and I was like, okay, maybe he's being serious. And then he just started yelling and cursing and all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay, he's serious, So I felt like I come from a place in Hampton Roads where violence against some women is like it's a very common thing, So I was like, if I can do something, now's the time for me to step in and do something about it. So that's just what I did.
It's very courageous, very courageous. Now, what exactly was going on through your mind during the whole ordeal, as far as when you saw him get serious and things start to escalate?
Basically, I was just looking, and people looked shocked, but they looked like they were scared to step in. So I'm like, well, if no one's gonna do it, I would, And I did. I tried to talk to him at first because I didn't want to come off as like violent, because that wouldn't do anything but make him more angry and more prone to hurt her, So I really didn't want to add fuel to his fire, So I was trying to keep my distance from him, you know, and I wanted to make sure she was safe, but at the same time keep myself safe, you know, because just be smart about it.
Okay. And what exactly would be your advice for somebody who is in that certain situation? Even if it was, you know, if it was a real situation, and they were stuck in that predicament, what would be your advice to them?
I would say first just look into seeing what's going on. I mean, don't just jump into it and be like, hey, yo, stop, you know, because I mean, it could be something else to it that you don't know. But if it's just simply him just being angry and putting his hands on it, then you definitely need to step in, you know, because I mean, at any point in time, it could turn violent and her life could be taken over something small.
Now, were you afraid to step in at any time, or?
I wouldn't say I was afraid. I would say I was more so hesitant, you know, because I didn't really know what the situation was. But after a certain point, I just got angry. So I was just like, I really can't let that go on like that, you know. Right. And then when I followed him outside, I was still calm, you know. I was like, look, you just need to stop. Just trying to separate her from him, just to talk to him and keep him calm. But then he got loud with me, and I was like, okay, so he's serious. And then he got close, like close to me. So I was like, okay, so this might be violent. So if it is, I need to be ready, you know. So that was just my mindset after a certain point.
Sure. Now, I mean, we have the footage. You know, people saw you, and they saw, you know, the whole ordeal of what had happened, and you know, the police came and kind of saved the day there a little bit. I mean, what was the police reaction toward you in that situation?
Actually, they didn't really say much to me. I saw them pull up, so I stepped back, you know, because at that point there was nothing that I could do. It was in their hands really there. So I mean, they didn't say much to me. I mean, I got a look or two, but that was about it.
Okay. Now, were you worried about some of the spectators and people who were kind of looking on in the whole situation?
Honestly, my main focus was to make sure that she was okay. Like I saw them, but I didn't really focus on them. You know, it didn't faze me too much.